Okay, so today we are going to see the star pattern generation, programs for star pattern generation, and these programs are asked in WIPRO NLTH, National Level Talent Hunt. So this programs, so that is WIPRO NLTH is, I hope Arun sir would have already explained you about NLTH. So based on this, if you have scored better marks in NLTH, then you will be shortlisted for a technical interview and a HR interview, right? So you have to prepare for aptitude and the coding questions, and these are all will be having 4 types of programming. So in that, this is one part, right? So these are the various patterns questions asked in WIPRO NLTH in the previous last 5 years. Okay, so those I have compiled and I am giving it for you. So this was already explained by me in the previous class. Square star pattern. So it's very simple. We have to get the number of rows and we have to print star on the number of rows. Number of rows and number of columns are one and the same, being a square. Okay, here it is 4. So this is a program for that. This is the program for that. So already I have explained this. So including the standard input output header file as a general thing, in all the programs will be doing it. Main function is I, J and L. I and J are used as counters for loop, and L is the number of lines. Number of lines or number of rows, number of columns, both are same. Enter the number of rows or columns, right? Both are same since it is a square, right? So that has been stored as L. Okay, number of lines. We are taking it. So address of L, it is getting stored, whatever we are entering. Okay, when I less than L, when I less than N, that is number of rows, and number of columns J less than L, number of rows is also L, then print star. That's it. This was already explained by me. I think it is going to be very easy. So when we checked it in the C compiler, we have got it. Okay, is it clear? Shall we move on to the next program? Please respond. Even you can unmute and talk to me. Yes sir. Okay. So next pattern is hollow square pattern. Hollow square. What to do this? The same program, but if the row and column, if the row is first row and last row, we have to print all the stars. Same way, if the column is first and last, we have to print all the stars. Otherwise, we have to print space. This is the concept. Is it fine? The logic I have created is this. If the number of row and number of column is the first one and last one, that is, if it is, then we have given 5 as the length, means line, number of lines. Since it is a square, both the number of rows and number of columns are equal, right? If the row is first row and last row, if the column is first column and last column, we have to print all stars. So what to do? How can we frame the logic? What shall we do? We can go for include using OR gate, okay, using if, okay. So I am doing this basic thing first. Okay, include stdio.h. I don't know whether is this visible. whatever I am typing. I don't know whether I can increase the font size. Yeah, visible, huh?
Yes, sir, visible, sir.
Okay.
But the font size is small, sir.
Yeah, I know. Okay, let me try it. I think now it is fine. Okay. So we have created this. Now what to do? We have to declare again I, j counters and the number of rows. So we are going for this printf, scanf and all. I am not using printf since you know it. I am just getting the input alone. %d ampersand l. Okay, now the input number of rows or number of columns, we have got it. After this, what should we do? Number of rows to be printed we are doing. So I am taking this as number of rows. I is 0, I less than L. Whether we have to use less than L or less than or equal to L.
Less than L, sir.
Why less than or equal to should not be used?
If we use less than or equal to L, then the one extra will be printed, sir.
We will get.
Should give I equal to 1, sir.
Yeah, you're right. If you started with 0, if we started with 0, then 0, if it is equal to, then 0 to suppose here as far as this picture it is 4. So when we are giving input 4, number of rows or number of columns, then 0 to 4. 0 to 4 means totally 5. So we will get 5 rows. So we have to use only less than L, or else as Sri Krishnan told, they can start with 1. I can be started with 1. So that would be fine. Okay. Now I plus plus, each and everything we have to be very careful in giving this. So number of rows it has to be printed, right? And number of columns also it is going to be 4. So j is 0, j less than L, j plus plus. The same concept applicable here also. Okay. 4 columns, 4 rows we need to print. And what to print? If we print star, then we will get the complete square. But we need a hollow square. So what is the condition I have told? Logic we have developed. What is the condition to be satisfied when star to be printed?
When I equal to 1, j equal to 1, and I equal to maximum size and j equal